The Himalayas are more than just tall mountains. They hold mysteries no one fully understands. People talk about hidden places, strange sights, and stories that have no clear answers. Old legends and modern reports mix together, making this region feel both real and unreal. Many believe there are secrets here that remain untouched by time. Let's explore the hidden side of the Himalayas and see what makes it so mysterious. Nubra Valley is located in the far north of India, forming a wide basin between high Himalayan mountain ranges where cold deserts meet glacial terrain. This area stands out for its striking contrast, as long sand dunes exist side by side with snow-covered peaks and active glaciers. The natural environment in Nubra is harsh, yet compelling, combining dry, barren lands with fertile oases and uniquely adapted wildlife. Historically, Nubra played an important role in the ancient Silk Road, serving as a trade route between India, Central Asia, and Tibet. A rare phenomenon here is the simultaneous influence of two wind systems, continental westerlies and southeast monsoons, which create sudden shifts in humidity and sky clarity. Most intriguing are the spiral-shaped cracks that appear evenly on stone surfaces throughout the valley, with no scientific explanation so far. Somoriri Lake is situated at high altitude in northern India's mountains, surrounded by barren ridges and windswept valleys with almost no vegetation. The lake stretches across a desolate landscape, with its waters shifting from deep blue to pale silver under changing sunlight. Biologically, it supports rare migratory birds such as bar-headed geese and ruddy shelducks, despite limited food sources nearby. Strangely, these birds appear only in certain years, not following any fixed migration cycle, and show no signs of breeding at the lake. With its harsh climate, unstable biological patterns, and unexplained natural behaviors, Somoriri remains a key focus in cross-disciplinary surveys. Lamayuru Monastery is an ancient monastery built on rock that was once the bottom of a lake, with surrounding terrain shaped like waves and deep hollows. The land around the monastery has pale yellow and silver-gray soil, reflecting strong sunlight during the day and sometimes creating the illusion of a mirage. The monastery's walls preserve ancient murals that depict legends about the creation of the world and universe based on traditional beliefs. These special geological features and unexplained phenomena clearly set this place apart from other monasteries in the region. Key Monastery is a large Buddhist monastery built on a steep slope in northern India, known for its layered structure that looks like a fortress. It was built in the 11th century, damaged several times by war and earthquakes, and later restored as a training center for Vajrayana monks. The site holds many ancient scriptures, valuable Buddha statues, and wall paintings that show strong Tibetan artistic influence. In winter, the area is covered with snow and strong winds, while summer brings intense sunlight and clear skies. A rare natural event, is when the rock surface behind the monastery reflects a strong, orange-yellow light at dawn without any reflective materials. At night, deep chanting-like sounds have been heard coming from beneath the stone foundation, but no human or device was ever found to explain them. Alchi Monastery is an ancient monastery built on flat ground among dry, rocky hills, known for its shrine halls and Buddha statues dating back to the 11th century. Inside the monastery are many wall paintings made with natural mineral pigments, and some layers are painted over others to show different stages of spiritual practice. The monastery's layout includes aligned shrine halls with thick earthen walls and wooden roofs, preserving the original structure since its construction. The earthen floor in the main hall produces different echo sounds when walked on, depending on the time of day, even though the surface remains unchanged. Some areas of the floor are described as feeling soft or hollow when stepped on, though physical checks reveal no irregularities. When tapping lightly on certain spots, the floor gives off unusually deep and resonant sounds, as if something is buried beneath. The Guj Kingdom ruins lie on a barren plateau in western Tibet, marked by compacted earth fortresses and structures built along the slope of a solitary mountain. The entire area is arranged in terraces, with rooms and corridors carved into the cliffs, revealing a smart, multi-level habitation system. Its visual appeal comes from the mix of natural terrain and man-made remains, where eroded walls resemble lonely watchtowers in a desert-like setting. A striking event was recorded in the 1600s when the entire population vanished within a short period, leaving no clear explanation behind. What makes this place unique is the coexistence of ancient urban civilization remains and an environment almost untouched by modern elements. The contrast between layered architecture and the stillness of the surroundings has turned these ruins into a symbol of cultural disappearance. Nar village lies deep within a closed valley in northern Nepal, surrounded by towering cliffs that isolate it almost completely from the outside world. Its houses are built in dense clusters, stacked from stone along sloped terrain to withstand strong winds and snow slides. During dry seasons, the contrast between red-brown ground and whitewashed walls creates a clear visual scene within the remote landscape. A special feature is the centuries-old tradition of hanging barley sacks upside down at height to protect them from insects and wild animals. In 1992, a large snow avalanche blocked the village's only exit for over a week, forcing locals to manage all supplies under extreme conditions. Its long-term survival under harsh mountain conditions stands as a clear example of sustainable adaptation in remote highland communities. The Mustang Kingdom lies in a remote northern region of Nepal, enclosed by dry terrain, deep gorges, and steep cliffs that form a nearly isolated world. It features a desert plateau landscape with red, orange, and grey-brown tones, sharply contrasted against the distant snowy mountain peaks. The most striking contrast is the barren, arid environment that surprisingly hides ancient monasteries and mysterious cliffside caves. One notable event was in the early 20th century, when Mustang maintained its own royal court, laws, and military despite being part of Nepal. What makes Mustang unique is its preservation of a feudal lifestyle and a closed social system, rarely seen in the modern world. The region continues to guard its historical identity, offering insights into centuries-old political and cultural structures. Namtso Lake lies on a vast plateau in Tibet, surrounded by snow-covered mountain ranges that sharply separate the lake from the open sky. The lake is known for its deep blue color, nearly pure in tone, reflecting the sky and drifting clouds in a calm and undisturbed surface. An unusual contrast lies in its peaceful appearance, despite being located in a dry, windswept landscape with little shelter. One real story tied to this lake is that pilgrims once walked for weeks across barren land to circle the lake as part of ancient rites. What makes Namtso unique is its self-contained ecosystem, where seasonal changes occur visibly but with little external interference for centuries. The entire area remains isolated and unchanged, offering a window into an untouched natural balance. Zanskar Valley lies deep within the Himalayas in northern India, surrounded by high rock ranges and deep gorges that isolate it for much of the year. Its landscape features a rare mix of glaciers, rocky plains, and cold deserts, offering diverse environments within a narrow geographic zone. The most striking contrast appears in winter when the Zanskar River freezes into a travel route, while in summer it turns into a fast-flowing, impassable river. One real story is the Chadar Trek, a frozen river route that served as a winter trade path for generations before being replaced by modern infrastructure. The valley remains a living example of resilience and environmental harmony shaped by nature's rhythm. Langsa is a high-altitude village in northern India, located in a sedimentary rock area where ancient marine fossils can be found scattered on the surface. The village features square houses made from mud and stone with flat roofs, designed to resist strong winds and retain heat efficiently. Locals rely on small-scale farming and handmade crafts, especially clay sculptures made from local earth. The most unique aspect is the presence of seashell and marine fossils at thousands of feet elevation, suggesting major geological shifts in the past. Some fossils also show thin, uniform cracks resembling artificial impact, though no signs of modern tools have been found. Gangkhar Puensum is the highest mountain in Bhutan and remains unclimbed due to rough terrain and government restrictions on mountaineering. The mountain has steep slopes, deep ice crevices, and sparse vegetation at its base, while the peak stays covered in clouds and strong winds year-round. In Bhutanese culture, it is a sacred place believed to be home to spiritual beings, so exploration is banned to protect its spiritual value. One recorded event showed pale blue light reflecting from the mountain ridge at dawn during seasonal changes, even without fresh snow or ice. Some survey teams reported that navigation devices malfunctioned, and team members felt disoriented near the summit, even under stable weather conditions. These factors make Gangkhar Puensum one of the most mysterious and least accessed mountains in the world. Sokar Lake lies in a highland depression with no outlet stream and forms from accumulated rainwater and melting snow year-round. The lake surface is often grey-white due to salt deposits that crystallize along the shores after each dry season. In summer, the lake water may turn silver grey or pale pink, depending on how minerals in the water react. The area around the lake is mostly cracked soil and dry grass, with white salt streaks creating strong contrast between dryness and reflected light. Sokar is considered one of the most self-contained ecosystems in the Himalayas, where salt, dryness, and wildlife coexist in a nearly unchanged environment. Chandratal Lake is located in a closed highland valley, surrounded by rocky peaks and reachable only by a single narrow trail. The lake has a crescent shape with clear water that reflects white clouds like a flat mirror in the high mountains. In summer, the water turns silver blue, while in autumn, it shifts to a dark green, creating a unique natural color change. Around the lake are dry meadows and large stones, highlighting the contrast between the still water and the rugged terrain. During a field expedition, one team had to camp longer than planned because the access path changed unexpectedly, allowing them to record rare material. The lake has no outlet stream and is untouched by commercial tourism, preserving its original state as one of the most isolated lakes in the Himalayas. Pari Mahal is an ancient structure built on a steep mountainside with multiple terrace levels overlooking the entire valley below. The structure features long, arched corridors and connected chambers, once used for studying astronomy and traditional philosophy. At certain times of the year, moonlight passing through the arches creates elliptical light patterns on the courtyard floor, though the design was not intended for that. Some visitors report a sense of losing time while standing in the long corridors, as if the space follows different physical rules. Yumthang Valley is located in northeastern India, nestled between rugged, snow-capped mountains and stretching along mineral springs and rhododendron-filled forests. Each spring, the entire valley bursts into bloom with hundreds of high-altitude plant species that survive only for a few fleeting weeks each year. The striking contrast comes from its transformation between a snow-blanketed winter landscape and a vibrant field of color and life in spring. What makes Yumthang unique is its ability to nurture fragile life forms in harsh conditions while preserving its seasonal beauty with remarkable ecological balance. Suru Valley is a high-altitude valley in northern India, where dry mountain slopes contrast sharply with green riverbank plains. Its defining feature is the presence of large glaciers that feed icy streams cutting across rocky fields and alpine vegetation. The local people mostly follow a semi-nomadic lifestyle, build stone houses, and preserve traditional customs passed down from ancient times. This valley was once a route for Himalayan trade caravans, leaving behind engraved stones with ancient patterns along the paths. What adds a sense of mystery to Suru is the way cliffside rocks change color from gray to purple-red every evening without a clear explanation. Samye is the first Buddhist monastery built in Tibet, located in a dry plain near a large river and surrounded by tall mountain ranges. The monastery has a unique design shaped like a mandala, with the main hall at the center and four sides representing the universe in Buddhist belief. Its location in an empty landscape creates a strong contrast between the symbolic religious structure and the harsh natural surroundings. A real story, recorded from the 8th century, tells that King Trisong Detsen invited the master Padmasambhava here to remove forces believed to block Buddhism. After rituals were performed at the monastery, the first teachings of Vajrayana Buddhism were shared here, starting the religious education system in Tibet. The layout of the monastery, as a small model of the universe and its historic role, make this site different from all other monasteries in the region. Some Valley lies deep within the Himalayan range, surrounded by steep cliffs and a rare enclosed valley system unlike most other regions on Earth. The natural scenery combines snowy peaks, rocky slopes, and native forest stretches, forming a landscape that feels both massive and tranquil. A striking contrast is seen between its long dry seasons and the vivid green terraced fields supported by underground moisture flowing through mountain fissures. The residents still follow centuries-old traditional lifestyles, barely altered since the valley became known to the outside world. What makes Tsum Valley unique is its near-complete preservation of living environments, cultural traditions, and natural survival systems across generations. Tengboche Monastery stands on a flat mountaintop in the Himalayas, surrounded by towering peaks that form a completely isolated space from the outside world. The monastery's architecture features large wooden buildings with sloped roofs and open corridors designed symmetrically to match the rugged terrain. A striking contrast is seen in how this peaceful religious structure sits amid harsh weather and treacherous mountain landscapes. In 1934, a real event occurred when an earthquake destroyed the entire monastery, but local communities rebuilt it within a few years through voluntary efforts. What sets Tengboche apart is its location right along the main route to Everest, yet it maintains an undisturbed, meditative atmosphere. The monastery is also built on a particularly stable soil foundation that has not cracked despite repeated seismic activity in the region. Langtang Valley is located in northern Nepal, bordered by towering mountain ranges where glaciers and primeval forests combine into a rare multi-layered landscape. What makes Langtang distinct is the presence of glacial rivers cutting through the valley beside traditional villages, clinging quietly to rugged mountain slopes. A clear contrast emerges between untouched wild terrain and the terrace farming systems cultivated over generations by valley inhabitants. One real event occurred in 2015, when a massive avalanche buried nearly an entire village, leaving behind a crater still studied by geologists worldwide. Langtang is among the few Himalayan regions to preserve local culture intact due to its geographic isolation and difficult access routes. Its scenery shifts dramatically with elevation, from oak and rhododendron forests to alpine meadows, offering a wide variety of habitats in a short journey. Rakshastal Lake lies on the Tibetan Plateau beside barren, wind-beaten mountains, forming a closed body of water with no outflow and nearly no aquatic life. Unlike nearby blue lakes, Rakshastal holds pale grey water, its still surface projecting a strange sense of isolation and cold detachment. The stark contrast lies in the fact that while neighboring lakes teem with flow and vitality, Rakshastal remains inert, silent, and disconnected. One real expedition in the 20th century reported finding thick sediment layers on the lake bed, showing no trace of biological disturbance or aquatic movement. The surrounding terrain offers no large vegetation, just stretches of cracked rock fields, giving the impression of a self-contained, lifeless zone. Rakshastal stands out precisely because of its silence and seclusion, where human presence fades and nature holds an undisturbed stillness. Spiti Valley is a dry mountain valley in northern India, known for its semi-desert terrain with cliffs and dry grasslands between snow-covered mountain ranges. Strong sunlight and thin air make this place ideal for stargazing, with clearer and brighter stars than in most other locations. Tibetan culture is deeply rooted here, shown through old architecture, Vajrayana Buddhist rituals, and traditional customs in daily life. A rare natural event is the slight color shift on certain rock surfaces in early winter without clear chemical or biological changes. On some mornings, with special light conditions, people have seen clear shapes of humans or animals on distant slopes, though no one was actually present. This phenomenon has no official explanation and remains a subject of study for many atmospheric research teams. Gokyo is a high-altitude lake system in the Himalayas, known for its blue water that changes with the daylight and forms from year-round glacier melt. The lakes are surrounded by icy mountain peaks and reflect the landscape like a mirror, attracting survey teams and mountaineers regularly. In cold seasons, the surface freezes, but the ice stays clear enough to see the bottom, creating a light effect that looks metallic. Locals consider this a sacred place, hold rituals during summer, and strictly avoid polluting the water. Many stories say that on full moon nights, people can hear sounds rising from the lake even when no one is nearby. A strange event occurs when the lake's water level changes rapidly within hours at certain times, even without rain or extra meltwater. Manasaravar Lake is located on a high plateau in northern India, in a flat area surrounded by tall mountain ranges, known for its nearly circular shape and even shoreline. The lake has very clear water, clearly reflecting the surrounding mountains, and is not divided by any tributaries, forming a rare, continuous water body. While the surrounding ground is dry, cracked, and nearly vegetation-free, the lake maintains a stable and clean freshwater source. One survey team reported that the lake's water level does not change much between seasons, despite significant variation in surface water input. Measurement data show that the lake retains water more efficiently than expected based on standard evaporation and seepage estimates. What makes Manasaravar Lake unique is that it remains stable at high elevation, has no outlet streams, and is not split into subsidiary water systems.